So loads of people enjoy their alone time, but you don't necessarily want people knowing about what you watch while wasting Kleenex polishing your trophy. So what can you do? If you're streaming online, you can always use private browsing, but there's ways to track your activities in spite of that. And if your preferred medium is locally stored on your computer, there are many dangers there as well. So in this video, we'll show you ways to keep your sausage flicking material private, whether you stream your content or watch it locally. Give the video a like if you want to see us test how modern hardware plays old hardcore games like Crysis 1 and Witcher 1. So I'm sure a horde of chicken chokers are going to comment about how they will run their browser in private mode whenever they want to watch content while peeling their bananas. And they're right to a certain degree. In today's day and age, streaming your content or holding physical pictures, documents, or even video in, say, a cloud storage account is often the best way to go if you're trying to hide it from friends and family, because it largely keeps the data off your computer, but it isn't perfect. There are a number of ways to track this, however, like keyloggers, stealthy background applications that can record your typing and transmit it externally to someone else, and packet sniffers like Wireshark that analyze your network traffic. Now, to be fair, these things could only really be in place if someone with a fair amount of technical prowess had access to your computer or your network, but it's something to consider nonetheless. Combating a packet sniffer is rather simple. You can just run a VPN encrypting your traffic, but if someone has direct access to your computer for almost any period of time, they could easily install something like a keylogger, or in the event that your carelessness left your incognito browser window open, simply look at your screen and see what you'd been up to. So how do you avoid all that without being obvious and paranoid about people touching your computer? Here's a cool idea. Use a separate device for that. A laptop, tablet, phone, or even desktop can all be used. And if you follow our 3 tenets when it comes to said device, you shouldn't have any problems. It should be 1, fast to access, 2, anonymous by logging in with throwaway accounts and using a VPN, and 3, private through physically hiding it. By the way, we don't really recommend under the mattress. It's kind of obvious. It's from these principles that we derive our names for these devices: Faptops, Faplets, Fapones, and Fapooters. Now onto local storage protection. Stage 1 of this is to just hide it. Put it somewhere people don't commonly go, like system folders or app data. Another simple way to do this is to just technically hide it. Go into folder properties and click the hidden checkbox. But as many of you know, this is still very easy to find. So another minor step that you can make is to make it invisible by going into properties, making its folder icon blank, then renaming it to blank by holding Alt and then typing 0160. What this does is it removes the name and the icon for the folder or file. The problem with that is that it leaves a blank spot, which may actually stand out more than a clever name. And realistically, people can still find these pretty easily if they're looking for them. You can go through the process of changing the extensions and names for all your files through a batch process, but that's frustrating, doesn't completely protect them anyways, and it's time consuming, which is a violation of our fast to access tenet. But there's more that can be done beyond simple smoke and mirrors misdirection. First up is encryption, which is a way of using a tool to require password access to the files or folders that you mark for protection. Compression tools like 7-zip can encrypt archives, or if you want something with more options than that, you can use TrueCrypt 7.1a. Yes, the TrueCrypt project was more or less abandoned, but research into the code continues from the Gibson Research Corporation, who insists that TrueCrypt is actually still safe to use, and through 2 phases of an audit, still have not found any significant cryptographic problems. Next is the method of using a virtual machine, a completely separate operating system running from within a host operating system. This is still susceptible to certain keyloggers and packet sniffers, but as long as you have a habit of shutting down your virtual machine when you walk away to the bathroom, it can't hurt. One issue with both encryption and virtual machines is that if the individual searching for your files is familiar with tools like Space Sniffer and Winderstat, they can easily see the large single files associated with virtual drives and encrypted folders. So next is a form of physical security. This would keep your data on a storage device that isn't always attached to your computer, either a flash drive that you can easily hide, these are available in astonishing capacities these days and can be encrypted as well, or an internal storage device like like a hard drive that sits inside your computer and is just usually unplugged. The hard drive solution can be quite easy to do if you mix it with the hot swap feature, which is probably found on your motherboard, which allows you to hot swap SATA devices while your computer is running. This would result in the awesome situation of having the data be impossible to find unless someone plugs in an internal drive, which is pretty sneaky. So whatever your preferred method of content consumption while whacking your meat, there's some way to help hide it if you feel you need to. And of course, most of these methods can be used for any type of file, so whatever you're into, I'm sure there's some way to accommodate that. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video sucked, you know what to do, but if it was awesome, get subscribed, hit the like button, or even consider supporting us directly by using our affiliate code to shop on Amazon for things you might use for things that we talked about in this video. Buying a cool t-shirt like this one with a direct monthly contribution. And now that you're done doing all of that stuff, you're probably wondering what to watch next. So instead of going to that other stuff we were talking about, click the little button in the top right-hand corner to check out a video where I review the Ultimaker 2 Extended.